I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to talk about one simple addition that you can make to your diet, which can really take care of almost everything that's controlled by the gut in the human body. Today we all understand it's established in science and medicine, the connection of your gut with your brain, the way the gut regulates several hormones in the human body. So when we come across a man or a woman, a child, a girl or a boy who has a hormonal imbalance, we don't just treat the hormones, we treat the gut. We involve the gut in almost every single treatment that exists in the human body. You look at things like depression today, you look at brain fog. Brain fog is something where you can't think clearly, you feel heavy in your head all the time, you can't see things clearly, you can't make sense out of things that are happening. All this brain fog is also connected to poor gut health. You look at people's skin, people chase cosmetics, all of that stuff. I have no issue with that. Chase as many cosmetics as you want, but if you're not looking at the underlying root cause of a poor gut health, your gut is why your skin doesn't glow. Your gut is why your hair is falling too fast, why you're constipated, why you're putting on weight, why we're getting ER positive or estrogen positive cancers and so many other things. We need to understand that the gut connection is real. We come across people who are chronically anxious or stressed and they find that they're passing 3 or 4 or 5 motions in a day. They go to get medically checked. They're slapped with a term of IBS. And that's it. But we need to understand that the problem was a gut. We need to know that stress impacts your gut. And your gut can also cause issues with your stress and your emotions. So what are some of the things we do? Everyone immediately thinks about a prebiotic, a probiotic, gut cleanses, colon hydrotherapy, and all of these things. You need to understand that your gut is complex. It is so complex that we're talking about trillions of microbes and organisms within your small intestine and your large intestine, which is your colon, that work together to keep the gut functioning the right way. Even absorption of minerals and vitamins. Today, there are people, before it was believed that malnutrition or malabsorption of nutrients was a problem in under-poverty areas in the country. But today, we have people living high society urban lives and they suffer from malnourishment because they think they're eating well, but they're not absorbing most of the nutrients in the food that they eat. So they still have problems no matter how well you eat. Like I always say, it's not about how much you eat, it's about how well your body can assimilate, break down, and absorb what you eat. So today I'm going to talk about resistant starch. Now this is something that can really help you with your large intestine, your colon, which has everything to do with inflammation, constipation, the health of your liver, your gut, bacteria, absorption of nutrients. When people have UC, that's colitis, they have Crohn's disease, they have all of these things. We need to look at the colon. Today we're seeing a spiking amount of rates of colorectal cancers in the colon, cancers in the bowels. And we need to understand that involves your large intestine, which is your colon. And if that is not kept clean, and if the inflammation in your colon is not managed the right way, it leads to all of these problems. So what we're going to understand is that every carbohydrate contains a starch. Every single carbohydrate. Some of these are soluble and some of the fiber is insoluble. In a resistant starch, what we need to understand is if I'm eating a food, let's take for example, I am going to eat, a bowl of rice, cooled cooked rice, which is soaked in water overnight. We've spoken about this as a great probiotic. The starch in that doesn't get digested in the stomach. It doesn't get digested in the small intestine. It travels undigested to your large intestine, which is your colon, where it ferments and it feeds the good bacteria of your colon. And because it feeds the good bacteria of your colon starts looking after you. It's the microorganisms, the microbiome that looks after you. So there are several foods like that. Raw banana. I used to spend time in Thailand before when I was on a project about 7 years ago and looking at why the occurrence of breast cancer was so low in places across Thailand. Of course, that's changed today because lifestyle changed. And Thai people would get up and feed their kids a raw green banana. And they would have even 1 or 2 raw green bananas every single day. And raw green bananas also exist in our own country. The farmers eat it. People in villages eat raw green banana because it contains a resistant starch. A starch that does not break down in your stomach or your intestine, causing any fluctuation in your blood sugar levels, spikes in insulin, nothing. In fact, it cleans your system, reaches the large intestine, and actually heals your gut. It feeds your gut bacteria. So there are many foods like this. You'll find it in potato starch as well. Today you can buy potato starch flour. You can buy raw green banana flour. And these are things that are high in resistant starch because it resists digestion. It plays no role in your diabetes or your sugar levels, but it feeds your colon. So we shouldn't just be focused on prebiotics and probiotics. There's way more beyond that. Just prebiotics and probiotics won't fix your gut. So even if I'm eating a balanced diet that contains my legumes like my rajma, my chana, my dals, my lentils, I'm eating nuts and seeds, these also have a small amount of resistant starch that keeps your colon absolutely healthy and clean. So what are some of the benefits of resistant starch? Number one, your blood sugar levels. This is fantastic for diabetics because you're eating a carbohydrate that is not spiking up your blood sugar levels. Two, it reduces your appetite because if you have even 1 tablespoon or 1 teaspoon of a resistant starch mixed in water, it's going to keep you full for about 3 to 4 hours, and it's going to keep your blood sugar levels balanced as well. It improves insulin sensitivity, which is a problem that you may not just find in diabetics, but a lot of people who put on weight, no matter what they do, they cannot lose weight. You'll find it in young girls with PCOD and other issues as well. Insulin resistance, which means your own cells don't respond to insulin. So you can improve your insulin resistance or your insulin sensitivity using resistant starch. And like I said, it's fantastic for your gut health. Now, as this resistant starch reaches your colon, it basically starts fermenting and feeding your good bacteria. That leaves us with a residue called your short-chain fatty acids. Okay, short-chain fatty acids is something like butyrate, which even pure ghee has. Pure ghee is like medicine, and that's why Ayurveda treats it like a medicine. Pure ghee is healing for your gut because it's able to produce something called butyrate, because it's a short-chain fatty acid. Now, this butyrate or these short-chain fatty acids basically squeeze into your blood and also gets transferred to your liver and other organs, having massive benefits for your liver function, especially people who have cirrhotic livers, grade 1 fatty, grade 2 fatty, people who are going through jaundice, and all of these other issues where your liver enzymes are all over. So something as simple as an ingredient, which actually exists in most of the foods that we eat. So one of the simplest resistant starches that you can make is the rice kanji that we've spoken about. You know, you cook your rice, your white rice, you cool it. When it's cool, you take out a tablespoon or 2, put it in a small mud pot, fill it with water, and next day in the morning, let it ferment overnight. You drink the water and you eat that rice. This has existed in traditional India, and it is fantastic for your gut, your sugar levels. It will not spike your insulin levels in any way at all. It is the perfect prebiotic and probiotic. You don't want to do that? You can Amazon, you can go online and you can buy raw green banana flour. You can mix a tablespoon with your rotis, you can have it plain with your water, or you can just eat a raw green banana. You also get something called potato starch. And potato starch, the same way, you can take a tablespoon or a teaspoon, mix it with water, mix it in your flour that you make your rotis or your bread with, and you can improve the amount of short-chain fatty acids that you get into your system. Now, why do we need this in our colon? If we have the right amount of bacteria in our colon, number one, it balances the pH. Acidic and alkaline. We need to understand most people are constipated. Most colorectal cancers, issues of the colon like colitis, Crohn's, all of that happens when it's too inflamed. There's inflammation. But the friendly bacteria reduces inflammation on the cell lining of your colon, actually protecting you. It improves your liver health. People with constipation, it is great for people with constipation, and it also improves the absorption of minerals. Certain minerals get digested into your bloodstream through your colon. So a resistant starch can help you improve your walls of your colon, which improves the absorption as well, and it reduces your appetite. So these are things which exist in our daily diet, and if we follow it, move away from junk and processed, which has absolutely zero value, the only thing it does is it excites our brains and produces more cravings, we're able to live a healthier life and look after our gut. Everything starts in the gut. You know, anyone comes to us, be it with a cancer, a rare syndrome, autism, diabetes, whatever, the first thing we look at is the gut. Because if you know there's a poor functioning gut, before you do anything else, you first fix the gut. And what are some symptoms of a poor functioning gut? Constant bloating, acidity, indigestion, Hashimoto's, autoimmune disorders, multiple sclerosis, vitiligo, and all of these issues, you have a poor gut. Or sometimes even depression. We have so many people with depression who only revived the health of their gut and they started feeling better. So we need to understand the importance of your gut and the importance of a resistant starch in your diet. Now, understand everything should be done in moderation. And again, you're having raw banana, you're having potato starch. This is rich in potassium. So if you're a kidney patient, this has to be calculated into your system. So please just don't go and start having tablespoons because you want to feel full, cut your appetite and not eat. Everything in balance, even the good things in excess, can cause you harm. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.